Hey kids, did you know we all will face hard situation at some point? Maybe some of you already have, or maybe some of you are facing hard things right now. Maybe your parents are getting divorced, or you've had to move to a new house, or go to a new school. Perhaps you're getting bullied at school, or someone you know is dying. We all will face hard things, but what do we do when our life gets difficult and things start to fall apart? We're going to find out, but first, let's check out our big idea and memory verse together. With God, I can handle hard things. Let's say it again. With God, I can handle hard things. Great job. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. Let's say it again. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. When you're going through something really hard, the Bible tells us in Psalms 55:22 to cast all our cares on the Lord and He will sustain you. That means when we turn to God, He will take care of us. That's God's promise to you. This pipe represents God, and this bag represents when we go through difficult times. Look at how this bag clings to the pipe if we turn to God during hard times. God will carry us through anything. Let's check out our Bible story where Jonah actually ran away from God. Let's see how that worked out for him.
Heroes of the Bible, Jonah. This is Jonah. Jonah was a prophet. That means it was his job to tell people what God told him to say.
Yep.
One day, God told Jonah to go to Nineveh because the people of Nineveh were doing bad things. But instead, Jonah ran away.
Where are you, please?
And went to the port to board a ship going the other way. He was hoping to get away from God. He sailed for a place called Tarshish. While he was at sea, God sent a great and powerful wind over the sea that caused a storm that seemed like it would break the ship apart. Fearing for their lives, the sailors tried everything they could think of to save the ship. Meanwhile, Jonah was sound asleep, so the captain went down and said, "How can you sleep at a time like this? Get up and pray to your God. Maybe he will help us." Then the crew figured out that Jonah was the reason for the storm. And they asked him, "Who are you? Why is this happening to us?" Jonah told them who he was and that he worshiped the one true God who made the sea. Then he told the sailors to throw him in the sea so the storm would stop.
No, why?
The sailors still tried to escape the storm, but it was no use. So they asked God for forgiveness and threw Jonah into the sea. The storm stopped at once.
Whoa!
The sailors were amazed at God's power and they vowed to serve him. Now God sent a great fish to swallow Jonah.
Great.
And Jonah was inside the fish for 3 days and nights. Jonah prayed to God from inside the fish, and God ordered the fish to spit Jonah out.
Yuck.
God told Jonah again to go to the city of Nineveh to tell them what God had said about them.
I get it.
This time, Jonah obeyed God and went to Nineveh to deliver God's message. The people of Nineveh stopped doing bad things and turned to God. They were saved because they listened to the message that God had given Jonah.
Whoa! God told told Jonah to go to Nineveh and he ran the other way. What if Jonah had just gone to Nineveh the first time God told him to? It may have been difficult to share God's message with the people there, but probably not as difficult as getting thrown overboard and then being swallowed by a giant fish. We all go through hard things in our lives. It's inevitable. Let's remember to turn to God first. What are some ways we can turn to God? We can pray, read our Bible, write down some thoughts and feelings in a journal, talk to a trusted adult, or turn on worship music. Next time you're facing something really hard, turn to God first. Don't try to do it alone. See you next time, Emmanuel kids.